We just heard this wonderful parable about scattering the seeds, and the smallest being the mustard seed, and how it just grew and grew and grew and bloomed. Carolyn and Cy King have been scattering seeds for justice and peace in their lives here in the Raleigh community for decades and decades. And they've been small seeds here and there and larger seeds and other times, and so many of those seeds have found fertile ground. And part of that fertile ground has been right here in this congregation. We've provided some of that fertile ground and some of the water and some of the light for those things to take root and begin to grow and blossom and bear fruit. And we want to thank Carolyn and Cy for being seed scatterers for this congregation for all these decades, and the wonderful work that they've done to inspire us and to lead us and move us forward in so much of this work that Christ calls us to. Because Christ is the Prince of Peace, and we take that lead, but we need others to translate, to bring that story alive to the world today. And Carolyn and Cy King have done just that. So we decided that we wanted to honor them both with a Peace and Justice Award. And through the church council, we drafted a resolution, and Skip and I are now going to share that resolution. As I said a couple of Sundays ago, we went to their home and shared this with them in person a number of weeks ago, and as always, they were so humble in receiving it. Us? Why us? We're not worthy. And of course, we had to reassure them they are worthy, and they will always be worthy. And we thank them for all that they've done. So I'm going to begin, and Skip and I will share the recitation of the resolution so all can hear it. Resolution honoring Carolyn S. and Cyrus Cy B. King, and establishing the Carolyn and Cy King Peace and Justice Award for the larger community on behalf of Community United Church of Christ, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Whereas it is the desire of the members and friends of Community United Church of Christ in Raleigh to honor and show gratitude to two special individuals who have served this church and community through many years of their lives, and
whereas Community United Church of Christ members and friends wish to give special recognition to Carolyn King on the occasion of her 90th birthday, which was May 19th, 2012.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have blessed Raleigh and surrounding communities with their outstanding spirits of service and friendship since they moved to Raleigh in 1949.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have been loyal and devoted members of Community United Church of Christ since 1953.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King's belief in equality, justice, and peace, their capacity to care, and their ability to translate their convictions into action has set a standard for all.
And whereas together as a couple, Carolyn and Cy King have embarked on a lifetime of service impacting thousands of individuals and organizations throughout our city, state, nation, and world.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have worked for racial justice in numerous ways. Carolyn was a leader of the Panel of American Women and a teacher in an African American kindergarten, and played a leading role in establishing the city's first integrated daycare center, Method Child Development Center. Both Carolyn and Cy have served on the Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Organizing Committee and participated in many civil rights marches.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have promoted social justice through their leadership in NC Stop Torture Now, People of Faith Against the Death Penalty, the Farm Labor Organizing Committee, the Human Rights Coalition of North Carolina, the Wake County chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union, and numerous other organizations, rallies, and movements.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King are well known for their work for peace and nonviolence through North Carolina Peace Action, the Committee to Reverse the Arms Race, and North Carolinians Against Gun Violence, and as 30-year veterans of the Fayetteville Street First Wednesday Peace Vigil.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have effectively advanced the causes of peace and justice through political campaign finance reform by active membership in Common Cause, Democracy NC, and the League of Women Voters, and as by leadership in the United Nations Association.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King are responsive to the need for equality and civil rights for all people, and have therein provided leadership and support to the cause of equal rights for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community, including efforts to ensure marriage equality in North Carolina.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have been recognized and honored for their work for justice, human rights, and peace through many awards, they received the W.W. Finlater Award from the Wake County chapter of the ACLU, the Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Committee's W.W. Finlater Meritus Service Award, and the North Carolina Council of Churches Distinguished Service Award, and they were named to the City of Raleigh's Hall of Fame in 2009. Cy King received the North Carolina Peace Action First Peacemaker Award and a Citizen Award given by Independent Weekly. Carolyn King was named the Member of the Year by the United Nations Association and was further recognized by the establishment of the Carolyn King Commission on the Status of Women, CSW, Scholarship by Women North Carolina.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have been leaders of Community United Church of Christ, giving of their time, many talents, and generous financial support to the furtherance of the causes of justice and peace through many years of congregational work for these causes, and serving in virtually all of the positions of leadership and service in the church.
And whereas Carolyn and Cy King have spent their lifetime working for the marginal and the oppressed, committed to peace and nonviolence, respecting human rights, working for social and economic justice, devoted to their family and friends and to their church, and serving as inspiration to so many others to join the causes of peace, justice, and human rights.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that Community United Church of Christ hereby establishes the Carolyn and Cy King Peace and Justice Award. Through the establishment of this award, members and friends of Community United Church of Christ hereby convey the deepest expression of gratitude and appreciation for the lives of service of Carolyn and Cy King. A plaque marking this award will be permanently displayed and installed in a prominent place in the church, on which names of recipients will be engraved. Recipients of the Carolyn and Cy King Peace and Justice Award will be chosen by a suitable committee of the church, such as the Social Justice Ministry, on which Carolyn and Cy King have given so much of their time, on an annual basis or as otherwise deemed appropriate. The recipients will embody similar spirits of service and grace and demonstrate commitments to addressing issues of justice and peace in our community and world. This resolution will be entered into the official record of the proceedings of the church and will be published otherwise in appropriate manners of the public record.
It's time. It's time to show our appreciation by a round of applause for Carolyn and Cy King. Cy wants to say a few words so you can be seated.
Those of you who know us well know what to skip over and what to possibly believe. Those of you who don't know us well, I hope you'll believe the whole thing. You know, and we know that much more good has been said about us than we deserve. Carolyn and I wish that we were as good as you say, but the truth is we aren't. What we do know, and that you may not know, is just how important this church, CUCC, has been in our lives. So many people, so many events, all CUCC related, have meant, and we trust will continue to mean so much to us. We thank each and every one of you who stood around and those who have already passed on. We are so pleased to have our names attached to the award that CUCC has established. My father, well up into his 80s, said, "You know, you're never too old to make a damn fool of yourself." Well, what we're going to try hard not to do something stupid, something that reflects poorly on this church. But we hope that if we do, and there's better than a 50-50 chance that we will, that you will forgive us, pick us up, point us in the right direction. Don't dismiss us. Don't cast us out. As we grow older, we have become stronger and stronger believers in the importance of the forgiveness of sins, especially our own. We bless you, we thank you, and we are greatly honored to have our names associated with this award. Thank you so much.